So here I'm going to start with some keys that I got at Michael's probably 2 years ago. I got a few different styles and decided to just use these and make some ornaments out of them. Have some bells that I've had for quite a while as well, those large ones there on the left. And then I bought a bag of some silver bells. And what I'm going to do is I did sand up some of these, actually the keys, and probably I think that's all I sanded was just the keys. I'm just using some gesso, heavy gesso from Faber-Castell, and I end up doing about 2 or 3 coats of gesso on all the keys and all my bells. And these are some tin 4x4 ornaments that I just I took the ribbons off and took the paper off because I'm going to do something completely different with it. Now mind you, I did 3 of them, 3 different ornaments, so I'm trying to jump back and forth here and doing them all in just a couple of days. So I get some jute twine and I just tie it to one of the keys and try to get enough so that I can hang my little bells on the sides, and hoping that I have enough string there or enough jute to make a little loop so I can hang it on my tree. On this particular one, I'm using 2 of the small bells. There's my loop. And I got some of my cotton, kind of a crochet styled lace in white. And I sell this at my shop, and I'll leave the link to things that I sell down below. But this is one of the laces that I used. I'm making a bow, and I'm going to just attach keys to bells with the twine and get the bows on them. It's kind of cute. So there's my big O stash. I think I had about 15 of them there, 15 sets or so. So I'm going to get some of my vintage buttons. Some of these are new, I think, too, but I'm going to make a little layered button ornament. I think I used 3. Yes, I'm using 3. Just attaching them with glossy accents. And I'm going to just hot glue it down to the center of my bow. These are some plastic snowflakes that I bought at Walmart, probably about the same amount of time, about maybe 3 years ago or so. And all 25 I'm gonna alter. So I'm taking off all of the little silver foil string, and I'm gonna do some more jute because I wanted to do some shabby chic ornaments and just make them all handmade for my tree for last year. And I know that we're already in 2015, but I didn't have time to show this video before and until now, so it's something that you can do for this year if you like. So I found these little tin things. I think they were on clearance for 50 cents at Craft Warehouse. So I grabbed like 8 of them, and I did paint them with gesso. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break apart all these little pages, and I'm going to glue them down to my little tin pieces here. Just using some Studio Matte Medium. I do cover both front and back. And I didn't gesso it all because I realized I'm just going to cover it with paper supply, doesn't matter. So I got them all covered there. Now we're going to go back to, this is for the snowflake here. I'm going to use this little die from Sizzix that I've had for a little bit. And I do sell these die cuts over on my blog. I cut them out of some grunge board, and I cut out a few, all 25 for the snowflakes, and I put them in my embossing folder. That's by Sizzix, and I think it's called Swirls. And it's going to add a swirly texture to the letters. It is just super pretty. As you probably already see, this is this texture. It's the word joy, and then I get my Tim Holtz, one of my Bigs dies, and cut out the word Noel. I've used this in an ornament last year, or no, a couple years ago, for another kind of a Christmassy, a really pretty shabby chic Christmas door hanger. So I did the same thing and ran it through the embossing folder, and now I'm just going to do a coat of gesso for all of it. So I cut out from some craft paper using a Spellbinders die. I'll have the list to what I used down, or on my blog actually. And I do a kind of a whitewash to it, and that's just some watered down gesso And I just wipe it with my fingers, and then I edge it with the gesso to kind of give it that snowed look. And here's all of them. Again, they're all 25 for the snowflake, and I'm going to use some of my liquid pearls. And I'm going to dab just dots, kind of giving it the kind of more of an elegant look. Little pearls on there just makes it really pretty and elegant looking. I'll show you in a minute. So when I do add those little pearl drops on there, I tap it onto my finger so that the peaks will fall and it'll round it off. So I'm going to do that to every single one. And there they all are. And the next step is I use my clear rock candy stickles, and I also use, I think I did use my picket fence stickles on this one as well, but I use it a lot when I do shabby chic projects, and especially the Christmas ones. This will give like an icy look to the surface of the board. I'm trying to show you here. Hopefully you can see it. So it looks like rock candy. So I'm going to add my Spellbinders die, and I could have slit there because the jute was in the way and I needed it to fit through it, so I cut a little slit to make it fit right, and it's centered nicely on the snowflake. And just hot glue it down. Use a piece of the old book paper and just a couple layers of buttons here. I'm going to do a flat back pearl right in the center. I want to use it as an ornament for this particular ornament. Just a little bit of cheesecloth and some more lace that I have over on my blog at thejewelboxshop.com. I have a lace listings, tons and tons, and I have another dozen coming, some new ones that are released this year. So I'm just centering that, and I'm just going to glue that down with my hot glue. It looks pretty cool with the icy look that it has on the letters. It glistens when it's on the tree with all the little lights on it. So I'm just going to stick this down at the bottom. And then I have this little tinsel, this iridescent tinsel, I was hoping and praying that I had enough for all 25. And so I started to cut them down, and all I did was a little knot at the top of it, and that just kind of helped with adding the Christmassy look to it. So now for my little tin square. So I'm using this die from Impression Obsessions. It's a little pine branch, and I'm gonna just cut it out some cardstock. Sorry, I'm cutting out some AC cardstock in a green, and I should have ran it over like maybe 2 or 3 times because it was pretty detailed, and it took a minute to get them all cut out. But here I'm doing a whitewash to all of my tins, and then I'll edge it all the way around with my little sponge applicator, just regular gesso, and this is just to give it that snowed look because it's a Christmas ornament. And on the Noel here, I'm using again the rock candy, and then picket fence. I'm using the picket fence stickles as well, and that the picket fence has the glitters in it. The rock candy stickles does not. It doesn't have. It's kind of just a clear coat, but it's chunky and it looks really nice. So I also cut some poinsettias. I have some craft paper. I sell these die cuts as well over on my blog shop, the Tim Holtz Alterations die cuts. So I sell these in a pack, I think of 100, and they come in like 2 or 3 different sizes. So I did one whole poinsettia, and I'm doing a whitewash on 3 large ones, and then I think 3 small ones. I can't remember exactly because I did this a few months ago. So I do a whitewash and just use my fingers to rub the paint through and just crinkle all of the petals. But I have to be careful because I've tore a few of them already, and I had to go back and cut some more out. So once I wrinkle it, I heat set it, and I didn't show that part, but I do heat set it with my heat gun, and then carefully unfold it. And you can see that it's a lighter shade of craft. It's not as brown, but it gives a great dimension. Here's some more. So I just put it together, and I'll show you a little bit better here in the next frame. I'm just getting some gesso and I'm just dabbing it all over to give again a snowed look. I also will add some more rock candy stickles, and there's a pearl in the middle there. Using hot glue, I just put all the layers together. So see the little glitters on there? I just used my little stickles and just, you know, rubbed it all over the place. You can use a brush too. You can put a glob on your mat and then use a brush and just brush it on. But I always tend to just use the tip of my little bottle and kind of go to town on all of these. So now we're going to assemble this piece. So another piece of cheesecloth, and I sell cheesecloth as well. And it's a different kind of pack than what I had before. It's a a Dritz, I think it's Dritz brand in white. And I'm using 2 of the pine branches that I also whitewashed. You can see that. I'm just gluing it down just at an angle. And I'm going to use my Noel and put it on there at an angle as well. It looks better when it's at an angle to me. So, and 2, I wanted to give space at the bottom right corner for my poinsettia. Just trying to glue it down as best as I can here. Poinsettia. And I have these sprays that I had in my stash forever, so I'm just grabbing 3 and twist tying it together, cutting off the excess because I want to use these little berries as some more decor. And it kind of just goes with the pearl in the poinsettia already. So these little pine cones, I found these at Craft Warehouse a long time ago, probably 5 years ago, and they have a scent to it, so you can put them in a bowl. It's like potpourri. But they're mini miniature little pine cones, and I just try to get the ones that would lay just right for me, and just hot glue them down. They kind of gave it a nice little scent too. It kind of has like a vanilla scent, nice and warm. Basically, that's it. And there's my last ornament, and here's a couple pictures. I have tons more pictures over on my blog, you guys, and if you don't mind, I would love to have you come over and take a peek and leave a comment and tell me what you think. I also made some tomato cage Christmas trees, and I put them on my porch, and I have pictures of that too. And so yeah, just sharing some Christmas stuff from last year. So something that you could do for this year. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great 2015.